Okay, I never thought that this would ever happen, but I got two message downloads in the same day. And so I'm going to upload a second video because, well, this is it. Because, guys, this one came in hot. It came in the middle of me feeling like I was losing my mind because while I'm here trying to plan out my content schedule and my structure, I'm in the middle of evolving, in the middle of some deep healing, in the middle of grieving. There's a lot of things going on right now in this beautiful chaos of deep healing for me. And when I was in the middle of the storm, I guess the eye of the storm, because it was not fun, I sometimes feel like I'm having conversations with Source, Universe, God, whatever you want to call it, my inner knowing, higher self, whatever. And it nudges me internally. I don't know how to explain it, guys, but I use my cards, and my cards, I feel like I'm literally having a conversation with Source in that moment when I'm shuffling, and I will dive deep into things. If it feels like there's a nudge, I will go there until I can figure out what that nudge was trying to tell me. So I did that today, and this was not planned. I had a whole work schedule plan out for today because I have to drive to 11 hours tomorrow to go to a funeral for my grandpa. And so, that was not planned. And there was a part of me battling, which was my ego saying, look, this is what you were supposed to get done today. This is what you had to do. Why aren't you doing it? And then the other part of me is like, I just need to figure this out. I feel like something's trying to talk to me. And so I kept digging. And I realized I'm here trying to plan out the perfect pick a card topics for the months ahead because I'm going to be going away for a month coming up. It'll be my birthday. And so I'm going to go see my family back in Jersey. And I'm here trying to plan it out. And like I said, the full moon in Scorpio was yesterday. So this full moon energy is really screwing with me in the best way possible. It's shedding or collapsing things inside of me that I know don't serve me anymore. And it's collapsing my rigid scheduling. And so I'm over here trying to figure it out. Like, okay, but how can I continue batch creating? Because I need to do that to stay up ahead, because this isn't the only thing I want to do. YouTube is a way to organically market myself out there, but this isn't what I want to do entirely, right? There's still Instagram that I want to do. There's still my mini website that I'm building. There's still so many things in the works, but that can only happen if I have time for it. Like I'm trying to delegate, I'm trying to figure things out and be intuitively based, surrender to the process, trust, but also be logical and practical at the same time. And so I'm here like battling myself, trying to figure this out, using my cards, really reflecting, trying to get Source, God, universe, spirit, higher self, whatever the fuck it is, excuse my language, to talk to me. And it came because I refused to surrender the energy of batch creating. But the thing is that if I do it in a way that is intuitively led, and I stop being afraid to upload the topics that I feel called to upload, that my energy is pinging at every time I look through it down a list of different topics I come up with for deep healing, like if my intuition, if my gut, if my instinct, if whatever the F that is saying, look, this is something you need to put out right now to the collective, but I doubt it. And normally the reason why I doubt it is because I'm like, but what about that season? What about that month? How are people feeling in that month? That's my ego battling me there. And for the last year, while I've been creating these pick a cards, I never realized how much that, I guess, voice was running the show in the background, because I thought it was just like strategy. I thought it was just following the algorithm. I thought it was just me being smart and strategical. And in a way it is, like it makes sense, but not for the type of offerings and healing medicine that I'm trying to provide on this platform. Not for the type of true soul truth, deep awakening crap I'm trying to do here. Not for cutthroat, no BS energy drops. You know what I mean? And so I'm like battling myself. That's what full moon in Scorpio is all about. It's like forcing us to be like brutally honest with ourselves and saying, look, are you really aligned with the highest version of yourself you could possibly become? Because I don't think you are. You know what I mean? And that's what I was going through this whole day. So as I'm like figuring this out, I refused. I'm like, how can I do this? I'm like, why don't I just create all the topics that resonate with me back to back. And then I will intuitively select the message, the reading, the topic for each month that is meant to be dropped on that weekend or on that day. Because I feel like that's what you guys deserve. And Source has been trying to get me to do that. I just had to listen instead of fighting it or listening to my ego more. So then something dropped in my head and I had to hop on here. I was like, oh my God, I got to record this. The literal message that came into my head is, it was insane. I'm getting goosebumps. Time is a construct that humans created, but God isn't. I was creating that rigidity on myself. I was putting myself in a box saying, this is the only way this can be done at that time, because this is when everyone should be feeling this. But that's a construct. Society itself and the trends is I don't even know what I try to do. Trends is a construct. That's all egoic shit. And what I'm trying to do is not that at all. I'm trying to do the complete opposite. And so I need to remember, and I wanted to say this out loud to you guys to also remember as well. Like, if you guys are hard on yourselves, if you guys are control freaks when it comes to your schedule, if you guys love to have like long-term plans for yourself and you're like, exactly on this X day, I'm going to do this. You guys got to remember, time is a construct that humans created, but God isn't. What that means is that God will know, or the universe will know, or your higher self will know when the right time is. You know, you can't just keep grinding on something. Let's say like a physical thing you want is something material or like love or whatever. And you're just trying to like focus on yourself or do this and that. But are you actually getting to like the deep core things that are going to help you align with the right frequency to help you get there? Because God is waiting for you to get there and do that first. So then the time lines match and frequency. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But I just felt called to share that. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Promise this is the last channeled message because I'm exhausted. I literally burnt myself out from trying to figure that crap out for myself. But bye.